Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of my live tea tasting. I've got a great new flavor starting tonight, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it because this is one of my favorite teas. Um, one of my favorite general teas that these things. I've never tried this one before. It's green Rooibos Paradisio, and for those of you who know I love Rooibos, and I always talk about how good it is and how sweet it is. It's got a little bit of a texture most of the time, so it's not for everybody, but generally people love it. And this is Herman, welcome. Sneha, welcome. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it because I am dying to taste it. Right now, my entire apartment smells like candy, and it's just great. So this being a Rooibos tea, it's got green Rooibos, apple pieces, rose petals, uh, pineapple pieces, coconut, hibiscus, natural pineapple flavor, and natural coconut flavor. So this is going to be a very fruity tea, it's definitely a very fragrant tea because like the smell is just all over the place right now, and I'm loving it. So I'm going to go ahead and take my first sip because I'm super excited to do this. I know it's not poisonous for you. It's allergenic for you. I know the coconut not so good. Hello, gamer. Welcome. I'm also greeting everybody on Twitch. Okay. Now I gotta take my sip because I've been waiting too long. Oh, that is lovely. That has a more coconutty flavor than I thought it would. Usually, coconut is used as like a sweetener to sit behind everything and just push everything up. But the coconut in this is like really prevalent. It's actually more prevalent than the pineapple, which I'm. Hey Ma, welcome. Which I'm a little bit surprised about because usually pineapple has that juicy citric, that the juicy citric, um, um, um that what's the word I'm looking for? Like a punch. It's like a citric kind of punch to it. This one is kind of muted, even though there's okay. So they usually list the the flavor ingredients as most to least, and this they have like pineapple before coconut in both ways, and the flavor. The natural flavor, the pineapple is more than the coconut, but I'm getting more coconut out of this, which I'm certainly not complaining about because I love coconut. It's a very tropical flavored blend. Now, I can't even call this a tea because there's no Camellia sinensis in it. Hey, Teresa, welcome. This is just a green Rooibos blend. This is green Rooibos being less oxidized than normal Rooibos tea, so it's still a little bit green. But that usually gives it a smoother flavor and not as much texture, which I'm not getting as much in this. So maybe some of you tea fans who enjoy tea but don't quite like the textures, you might like this one because it's not very prevalent. Um, I'm really surprised about that. It's a rare occasion where I drink green Rooibos, but in this case, yeah, it's definitely going well. Oh my god, it smells like a pina colada. It's got like that creamy, silky. It's the coconut scent that's really prevalent in this. I'm very pleasantly surprised. Mm. Oh, that is so good. Been super busy running lots of reports for the Department of Ed. It's getting close to deadlines. Absolutely, it's when you're working hard. That's the way it goes. So I'm going to show you guys what this tea looks like, and it's very interesting. I'm going to try. I can't make any promises, I'm going to try to get a close-up of the Rooibos itself, but everything around it is really big in comparison, so I'm going to give it a shot. But if you take a look, you'll see it's a really colorful tea. There you go. At the very, very bottom, you'll notice that the little brown flecks, that is the Rooibos. And it's really, really hard to see when you put it up against the. I'm trying to grab a few. Just the Rooibos, and it's really hard because, like, my fingers. Okay, I guess this will do. But as you can see, I'm trying not to drop it. It's really, really difficult to see because it's barely there. And it doesn't hurt. It doesn't help that it's also kind of the color of my finger. But it's very, very small and very sharp leaves. Of course, it's not like painful or anything. It's just dry, sharp leaves, and that gives it kind of a prickly sensation when you hold it in your hand or in your fingers. And yeah, it can dig in sometimes if you're not careful. But you know, the flavor is really smooth and really silky and naturally sweet. So that's a good thing. So this being a Rooibos tea, there is no Juliet. Welcome. Yes, it's super small and super needle-like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes if you're not careful, you get the wrong one that goes right into your finger, and it just sticks there, and it can get a little hairy if you're not careful. But the reward is a really sweet taste, and I just love this stuff. So being what it is, there is no caffeine in this. So you can drink it pretty much any time of the day and still enjoy it. This would probably make a really good iced tea as well. I would if I were to ice this, I'd have to make it just as 1 cup, because as Sneha mentioned, it might kill her. So that's something that we'd like to avoid, at least until I'm on her insurance. Then, you know. No, we joke about that all the time. I promise I'm not going to murder my girlfriend. Anyway, not tonight. So so the way that you steep this tea, because it's not it doesn't have any Camellia sinensis in it, it's really, really hard to burn. So you can boil it. You can steep it at 212 degrees and leave it in there safely for 5 minutes or even more. When I iced other Rooibos teas, I would actually leave it in hot water for about an hour and just let it really pull out all of the flavors, and it would come out really, really good. Yes, absolutely, I totally agree. Iced Rooibos is yummy. As a matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, I did the caramel Rooibos as an iced tea. It was so good. Like, I'm gonna make more. I think I did it twice, and I have maybe one more left in it. But yeah, it's delicious. But in this one, now that it's cooling off, the pineapple is coming a little bit more to the forefront. The coconut is still pretty prevalent. It's not giving away easily, and that's what I like. I like it when flavors fight, because you get to sit there, you get to think, and you get to judge, and you get to look for certain flavors. Now, I think what's helping the pineapple a little bit is the hibiscus. The hibiscus tends to be really, really tangy. Sometimes it's actually a little bit on the sour side as well, and you know, that can really enhance a fruity blend, because it mixes well with the citrus and like the tanginess of any kind of fruit. So complementing the two together really, really turns out well most of the time. I've noticed, especially with like the high citric acid fruits, like pineapple, orange. I've never had lemon. I think that might be a little overkill. lemon tea with hibiscus. That might be. I mean, that would definitely be a challenge for you sour lovers out there. I think I'll try that one of these days. Just drink lemon tea with hibiscus. We'll see what kind of faces I make afterwards. Oh, that is absolutely delicious. And keep in mind, I didn't put any sweetener in here. I don't sweeten my teas on Friday nights because I want to get the full flavor and share that with you. But this tastes very much like a punch. It's got like the fruit blends, it's got the natural sweetness. It's got this really, really bright flavor. As a matter of fact, speaking of which, take a look at the actual tea. It's like really, really pink. I was not expecting it when I put it in, even though I should have, because there are so many red characteristics. You have the hibiscus, you have the rose petals, the fruits. Usually, when you steep them, they give off like a pink reddish tint. So yeah, I should have expected it. And now that the tea is kind of dryish, if you take a look at what it looks like now, there isn't really much of a difference. And that's because the Rooibos is, lemon and hibiscus would make me pucker? Oh yeah, absolutely. It's going to be this whole face kind of thing going. It's just going to pull your taste buds from the inside, but I'm sure with the best kind of intentions. So if you take a look at that, the Rooibos doesn't really change a whole lot. And that's because it's naturally a short leaf. So there's nowhere to go from being dry to getting wet. The water can seep through it, but it doesn't really absorb a whole lot. So you're not going to see much of a difference in size, but you still get that full flavor that Rooibos can offer. Doing the Thomas taste, and as I breathe out, like my mouth is just surrounded by flavor. It's a lot of fruit, that's for sure. But you're getting more of the hibiscus when you hold it rather than breathe it out. And you can tell the difference because the hibiscus is really citrusy, really, really pungent. Well, pungent's the wrong word. It's really kind of sour and it gives you that citrusy. It's kind of citrusy, more on the sour side, but it's also on the back end. You can taste the flowery elements because hibiscus is a flower, and like it's a tropical flower. I don't know how it gets its flavor, but that would be very interesting because I'm sure it doesn't have any citric qualities to it. It's got to be something within like the genetics, but I don't really know of any other flower that has that strong of a presence in any tea. That's while I'm speaking, it's like something I would have to look it up because that's really piquing my interest now. But yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, my mind just wandered. I tend to get curious sometimes. Aggressive, yeah. It depends on your threshold. Because I tend to appreciate the okay, definitely I'll give you aggressive for a flower. Nicole, welcome. It's definitely aggressive for a flower than than anything. Oh yeah, absolutely. Better late than never. You actually made it around the halfway point, so yay. But usually flowers are very muted. They're very perfumey. They're there for the sensual add to the flavor rather than the overt assault. I don't want to say assault because that makes it sound bad, but it is a bit of an assault in its flavor. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's just very strong and it's very potent. If you drink it by itself, you'll see. I mean, this is just a blend, and it's got other things inside it that mask the flavor and don't give you the full throttle. But definitely, when you drink it by itself, it packs a punch sometimes. Now, there was something that I had drank in Australia. New Zealand, that I absolutely fell in love with. It was It was a soda. It was a soda that was made of hibiscus and cinnamon. And I absolutely loved it. It came in and just blew me away. So I tried to make some of it at home, and it did turn out pretty good, but it didn't quite hit that. Oh yes, absolutely. The tang and the sourness is really unique because it's not a very. It's fruit-like, but it's definitely if fruit was a flower kind of flavor to it. Yeah, hibiscus alone, if you have that kind of palate that can handle it, it's very rewarding because it's very full and very very tangy, and it's kind of got that Sour Patch Kid thing going for it. I tend to love it. And it's the kind of tea that is very forgivable if you add a ton of sugar. That's one thing that I've noticed. People, when they drink it, and it like hits the right spot that just makes you go, that little twitch in the eye. That's how you know it hits the right spot. But you get that when you put like a bunch of sugar in it, you get a Sour Patch Kid kind of flavoring, and I love it. I mean, I don't sweeten it. I try not to, but I think if I were to do it again iced, I would definitely put a lot of sugar in it. Good. That's just how I like my iced tea. As a matter of fact, before the summer's over, I think I'll do it again. I haven't done it in a while. I think that the problem I was having was the cinnamon was really grainy, and it wasn't dissolving into the water as much as I'd like. So maybe I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot again, see what happens. I'll mix it with the sugar. Hopefully it won't stay too grainy after I shake it too much. I don't know. We'll see. Now, I've also heard about some health benefits concerning Rooibos. On its own, I was told that it's actually, there is reason to believe that it helps you with allergies. And not just like pollen allergies or airborne allergies, but also like mosquito bites. It's been said that if you drink Rooibos, it helps with the itching. I don't know how true that is. I haven't gotten bitten by any mosquitoes in a while, but thankfully, if that does happen, I might be able to have a home remedy. Again, this is I don't have any proof of this. This is just what I've heard, and there have been studies. So, oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's supposed to help. It's rich in antioxidants, heart health, diabetes management, weight management, and fewer wrinkles. So it's good for your skin. Nice. I knew most of that. I just couldn't remember part of it. God, that sounds like I'm just making up. I knew that. No. It may be infused with simple syrup and cinnamon sticks. Oh yeah, absolutely. That could work. Because when they served it in New Zealand, they actually put the cinnamon stick in there, and I just used it to stir the soda a little bit, and it really made a difference. I was kind of I was fighting with myself whether or not I wanted to take a sip and then bite the cinnamon stick. I just thought that might be a bad idea. Yeah, oh yeah, you can actually definitely take some of that. This is, like it is available online. I'll share the link later. But absolutely, if these are some of the health benefits that you're looking for, go for it. I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Oh, that is so good, and it's so creamy. Like the coconut is really, really prevalent in this, and I didn't even realize it had coconut in it. But I'm glad I'm glad I got it, because this is like, it's surprisingly sweet, and it's surprisingly like vibrant. This is the very definition of a tropical drink. It's got the fruit, it's got the flowers, it's got the scents, it's got the taste. So absolutely, this is so much a tropical drink. I'm really thoroughly enjoying it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the floor. Questions, comments, anything you want to know, now's the time to ask. In the meantime, I will be answering the Teresa question, what would I pair this with? This being such a sweet tea, I would definitely pair this with something tropical, maybe a fish or a seafood kind of dinner, if I were to go the entree route, which I should start doing more often because it's more of a challenge. It's so easy to say, oh, this is a sweet tea, let's pair it with a dessert. And I mean, this, as a dessert, it can go with anything pretty much that's fruity. So yeah, let's just eliminate that. I would pair this with like a seafood, or maybe a baked ham. You know how people put like the cherries and the pineapples on the ham and then they bake it all together. So that would probably go very well with this. Maybe a salad. I think that this would go well with salad, especially when you like the what is it? The ones where you put the mandarin oranges in it. That would work well also. Coconut shrimp, yes, absolutely. Because that would bring out like the pineapple portion of this would really bring out the flavor of the coconut shrimp. I haven't had coconut shrimp in a while now that I think about it. But that would be definitely a good idea. So, announcements. What announcements do I have coming up? Tomorrow, I will not be having a virtual reality party because I will be hosting my very first tea tasting online. So I will be. Oh yeah, absolutely! Coconut shrimp is so tasty. So I will be hosting my first my first tasting online, and I have an idea. Thank you. I have an idea of how it's going to go, but I don't know. I mean, like, all these years I've been streaming, the one thing I have learned is always expect the unexpected. Anything can happen at any time for any reason, and if you're not ready to handle it, it could just throw the entire experience out the window. But that being said, I'm thrilled to do this. And it really seems like this is the start of something amazing. So yeah, I will be doing it with some prominent people of the city. And, we'll see where it goes. Hopefully it'll open up even more doors. Thank you. And hopefully they'll be able to join the community and like really start making their rounds, and like learning more about this my aim is to spark people's interests and get them really thrilled to try more. Um, I don't know if you guys knew this, but I started a new job last week, and this week, just in casual conversation, they were asking me, what do you have to do this? Any plans this weekend? And so I was telling them about that, and already at the job, they're like, "Wow, that's something that is really fascinating. Maybe we can do this as like a team outing thing." And I'm like, "Wow!" Like I didn't know that there was such an interest and such an audience for this. So even then, like it's growing, and I'm loving it. And hopefully I'll be able to spark enough people to really like support and build up an audience, and this is something that it's just astounding every time somebody says, "That's interesting, I want to learn more." I'm like, really? But yeah, like the more people that know, the more we can do together. And that's what the community is about. It's going out on tea adventures and lectures and lessons and tastings and, just doing all these adventurous things that we're missing out on while we're on lockdown. So I get the feeling that once the lift is over, we can all go out in droves to the tea shops and just like have a good time. I mean, that's the way it goes. Okay, yeah, I'm almost down. So, all right, I got about 3 or 4 sips left. Another announcement: the International Tea Festival is coming up in November. So I highly recommend that you guys get yourself registered. This is going to be a really fun time. I'm looking forward to it so much because this is going to be my first tea convention rather than the festival that I had partaken in. Jose, welcome. The festival that I had the past tense of partake. Partooken. God, that was awful. That tea festival was a 2-hour block. But this one, I'm going to be doing 2 8-hour shifts back to back over a weekend, Saturday and Sunday, and I am thoroughly excited about that. Yeah, I guess I could say participated, but I like the partooken. And English is my first language, folks. It's just awful. Okay. So that was just like a 2-hour. Well, it was supposed to be an hour and a half, and it turned out to be 2.5 hours, which I just was blown away by. Oh, you're selling deluxe tickets there too? Nice. Are you selling them online? Let me know, and I'll send the. Oh, the deluxe tickets are sold out. Oh, never mind. But I guess people can still get the. Well, do they just run out of swag bags, or because I could imagine people paying for the $25 ticket but not getting access to like the classes and stuff. Oh, excuse me. I wanted to buy the deluxe, but I spoke to the the organizer, and she said that everybody, all of the people, all of the vendors will be getting swag bags and stuff like that. So we didn't have to worry about that. So I'm glad for that, because I get my stuff and I get the lessons, and it's gonna be awesome. So we can party once the pandemic is over. Absolutely. I say yes. Party on, Wayne. Don't sue me. Okay, I'm going to open up the floor again. Excuse me. So questions, comments, anything you want?
Is that right?
No. No, Google's interrupting my stream. Deluxe and Deluxe Light are sold out, but the regular tickets are available. I think they still have some swag. So I thought the Deluxe and the Deluxe Light were just the swag bag and or access to the online, which I mean the access to the online classes and stuff, which I don't understand. I can't imagine that being sold out because you just give people access. But yeah, yeah, absolutely, yeah. The vendors do get the stuff. I believe we get 2 helpings of the swags. So that's all. That's definitely something I'm looking forward to. You know, I loved the swag bag from last year, and you know, this year I don't know what's going to be in it, but I'm super excited. Guys, you know, I mean, you don't understand. When I got back from the tea festival, I still had the big blue bag too. That was awesome, but it had not a tote bag, kind of like a tote bag, filled with like tea samples, little tiny teacups, which are coming in handy now because I finally got my Gaiwan, and so I got the little teacups to go with it. I used that from the tea festival. It had samples. It had materials for the what's the word I'm looking for, the marketing materials. It was really fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes in this time around. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Oh, I love this. Now that it's muted, and it tastes like warm juice, kind of like a sun punch. Like it's just a punch that's been left out in the sun and warmed pretty well. Yeah, this is really good. I think I prefer it more room temperature, so I can only imagine when it's iced. This is gonna be so good. Okay, so I'm down to my last sip. Questions, comments, anything you want to talk about? Now is the time, or forever hold your peace. Oh, that was so good. Woo, okay. Thank you guys so much for joining me once again. This has been a wonderful experience. I will send the link in the post, so if you guys want to check it out, you'll have a great time. Was this love the tasting cup? Everyone gets access. Oh, absolutely, yes. Send the link, and send me the link as well, and I'll put it on the post, and we'll make it one big thingamajig. Okay, so thank you guys for joining me once again, and I hope you guys have a great weekend, a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.